right, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello. And look, before I get into the show, because you guys know how I get all excited about who I have on, and I get so discombobulated that I forget. So first and foremost, I want to wish you all a happy Independence Day. I hope you go out here and do some celebration of how you do it, especially what's going on in the media. You see it. We see it no matter what. I just seen it when I before I came on, popped on here. So go out here and celebrate Independence Day how you do celebrate it. Further and foremost, I always give you guys 3 homework assignments. It's not any different. So today I would like to give you one, go grab your favorite evening beverage and drop it in the feed and tell me what it is. I want to know what it is because I'm going to start. I didn't have mine yet, but tell me what your favorite evening beverage is. 2, go get you pen and paper because we're going to have, this is going to be a little different show, but it's going to be fun. And then 3, go grab your tribe and come and sit down and grab some nuggets and go after and be prepared to go to get your mind ready to go after your what's next. As you all know, or may not know, let me introduce myself first and foremost. My name is Pam Stone. I am your host for Envision Me Talk Show, where we come on here weekly and we are helping women who are facing burnout, but looking for a breakthrough. And so what a perfect place to do it is here. I bring on women such as the one I have here that will come on and give you tips, tricks on how you can go after your what's next, no matter what. Now, today's guest, it's a little different today, y'all. So today I have on a author. Now, I told you guys I was going to start bringing on authors that coming in, they're creating impact on society. And so I thought that she is Columbus well known, Brene Taylor, and she's going to talk about her book and how she got to this point. Because, as you're facing that burnout, maybe your breakthrough is to write and figure out how the process and hear how she has come through and figured out the process and got her to her what's next. So let me bring her on stage. Hello, Miss Brene. Yay. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. This is going to be fun.
Yes, it is. And this is like 3 years in the making. So I'm
I
just
know,
finally
right?
making it here.
I know. So true. So true. So first and foremost, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Yes. So I'm Brene Taylor, as you see there on the screen. I'm a New Jersey native. So shout out to the East Coast. I've been here for almost 3 years. I'm an entrepreneur, speaker, now international speaker, and coach and multifaceted artist. So that's me in a nutshell.
I love it. I love it. One thing that we always are working on with our guests, or not our guests, but I'm sorry, is our followers, as we are all facing burnout, right? We face it in different segments of our life, but then we're always looking for a breakthrough. And the perfect breakthrough today is we're going to talk about your book. I'm super excited to talk about it. It's here. I remember we were talking about when we first met, you were writing about it. And now to see it come to full circle, I'm super
Yes.
excited about it.
Yes.
So the first and foremost, it's called Life Chronicles, and it's a poetry. Now, let me back up because I got a lot of questions.
I know. And I wasn't even sure what book you were talking about. I'm like, which one are we talking about? Breakthrough or another one? But okay.
Both of them. We're going to do both of them because I wanted to do Life Chronicles because it was all about poetry. And I'm so fascinated with you writers that can write poetry. I'm doing good with Vision Made magazine. So you coming out creating a short poem or types of poems. What is your inspiration on creating poems?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Well, first off, my inspiration was just pain and trauma and escape, right? So the way that a kid would want to go out and shoot some hoops is the way that I would grab my diary or my journal and I would write. And I've been writing my entire life. So really this is a combination of so many things that I've lived, experiences, things that I wrote, things that I've been expanded upon and evolved to this very moment.
And and real quick before we go, everybody, as you guys, I will be promoting. Actually, she's having a birthday bash, y'all. I can't
A
wait.
book signing.
And a book signing. That's right, on July the 27th. I can't
Yeah.
wait to be. That's the only details I have. I don't know, and I know it's at 2 o'clock.
Yes,
I'm
you
so
are on point, Pam. I
girl.
didn't even know that you knew all of this.
Of course I
Thank
did.
you.
That's a girl. Of course. So I can't wait for. I will be there. I will definitely
Thank
be there with
you.
my
I'm so
book
excited.
to be in
Yay.
the celebration. So I'm excited about that. So we'll be promoting it and posting it everywhere so we can
Yeah,
get the community and society out there.
I didn't
But
know
getting
that's of
back
you.
to I right, all about that. All
Yeah.
about that. So how long did it take you to even write this book, Life
Okay.
Chronicles?
So first let me back up now. So let me tell you exactly where Life Chronicles stems from.
Okay.
So again, I've been writing poetry my entire life and I always knew I wanted to be a published author. And I didn't know that I was going to do a book of poetry. I didn't know when it was going to happen, but 2016 is when I actually typed out the vision. I actually typed out each poem, I titled them, and I kind of categorized them and I called it Life, Love, Loss. That was the name. This is 2016, okay? And
Uh-huh.
I did the poor man's copyright, where you mail it to yourself and you don't open
Yes.
it up, right? And I just knew that I was going to do this and I thought I was going to pitch it to someone to like help me publish it. I had no idea what that was going to look like. Fast forward, I had a chance to perform on different platforms where I did my poems and maybe one or two, nothing much, nothing major, not in huge arenas. But I just remember saying, okay, at some point I'm going to publish this. This was something I was going to do in 2020. I ended up having to pivot because the hybrid publisher I was working with did not do poetry. So for that reason,
Mm.
I put it on the back burner. But what do you know? This past year with GCAC, shout out to them, on a whim, really right before I was getting ready to move. I was going to move to the DMV area. And right before I was about to move, someone said, you know what, you need to just go ahead and apply for this grant. I
Mm.
had no clue that what I needed to do. The person that was on the board assisted me and said, hey, I see you're a self-help book writer, but we don't fund that. We fund poetry. So he basically reviewed my application and said, focus on that. And so I retailored my application. And just like that, I received this grant for the first time
Yeah.
to be a part of this and to bring this to life really. And of course I obviously didn't move. And I said, wow, I have this where they believe in this artistry, they believe in this project. So their birthed the Life, Love, Loss poetry collection. Okay, so that was when I began to start writing and adding to what I already had. So basically Life Chronicles is the first book. So it's book one of the entire collection. Book two will be Real Love Chronicles. Book three is Life After Loss Chronicles. So I'll be publishing them consecutively. But the first installment is Life Chronicles. And it's just so beautiful how it all came together from my book writing coach, my editor, from the formatters, to everybody that's assisting me with this. They've really been divine.
Oh, that is awesome. I love the
Yeah.
story. So now, we have women around the world that are like, okay, that's my breakthrough. I can do it's something like she's doing. So
Yes.
what would be one of your tip or suggestion that you could leave with our listeners on if this is their breakthrough for them?
Yes, absolutely. One really quick tip that they can exercise right away: write every single day. And I'll give you some examples of how you can do that, right? Because a lot of times we're like, oh my God, that's a big to do. I have no time. What makes you think I have time to sit still and write?
Right.
Because we're not conditioned to do that in our society, right? But I know for me, have a practice, whether it be a morning practice or evening practice. So, oh, okay. I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Somebody's calling me. I thought I had on my phone on Do Not Disturb. That's hilarious. But yeah, so morning practice for me is when I wake, I am writing down 5 things I am grateful for. Okay.
Mhm.
I am at the end of the day, I'm writing the highs of the day. I'm writing the lows of the day, right? I'm writing how I feel. Um, Shout out to Miss Sherry. She gave me a gratitude journal and she didn't even know that I
Yay.
love journals. She put that in my gift packet recently when I performed for you guys. And I said, oh my God, she didn't even know that I like this. And it is perfect because it's guided. So go and pick up a guided journal.
Mhm.
Which will give you prompts, but it really helps you to get in tune with yourself. The same way people are into meditation and yoga or mindfulness, right? Is the same way that you can get in tune with how are you feeling? What do you love to do? What quiets your spirit? And write it down. And when you have that practice, It could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, at most 15. Give yourself time to write every single day at the same block at the time of the day, so that it becomes like another habit. It's just like drinking water every day, you know?
I love that. I love those tips because I'm with you. Now, I love writing since I have the magazine. That is one thing I never thought I
Mm.
would never, I promise you, I never even thought I would love to write as much as I do now. I can
Mhm.
write. I was writing before, I'm like you, I was writing before we got on, getting on together. So I do love the writing, but I love the tips where you start creating the practice of writing and
Mhm.
create it in blocks. And that makes it so much easier and obtainable versus here you're looking at this big wide of paper and it's
Right,
blank. You're like, okay,
right,
what am I gonna do? So
right.
I like it that you're going to create it and you break it down in small chunks, which small chunks makes it so much easier to obtain that bigger goal in
Yes,
mind.
like a book.
Right, just like a book. So let me ask you this: when you get writer's block, which we all face it,
Yeah.
how do you overcome it?
Oh my goodness. I had writer's block when I was here. So a lot of people ask me, how did you come to Ohio? Why Ohio? And I'm like, I know. Why Ohio? Right? Why? When you guys pump your own gas, right? And we don't in Jersey.
Right.
But for me, I came here and I was grieving. So grieving
Mhm.
the loss of my grandmother was very, very difficult for me. So it wasn't something I wanted to confront. It wasn't something I was ready to confront. And so for that reason, I couldn't write. I really couldn't perform. I was a professional performer before the
Mhm.
pandemic, and I lost my grandmother at the height of the pandemic in 21. So, and I was picking up my life and moving across the country, right? So, all of these things were happening at the same time, and it was compounded grief and trauma. And for that reason, there was blockage. And I want to tell anybody that's having a block, allow yourself to feel that and go through it. Give yourself grace. Don't rush yourself out the process. I'm someone that I have a heavy prayer life. I mean, I pray about everything. I talk to
Mhm.
God about everything. I'm talking to him all the time. Sometimes I write out my prayers. That's another practice that you can also implement. But I always write out the desires of my heart, right? And I believe that he will give me the desires of my heart because this is a gift he gave me. This is not something I was trained to do. I didn't go to school to be a writer, in fact. So this is a God given talent. And for that reason, I just gave myself that time. And like you say, small dosages. It may
Mhm.
look like writing out an affirmation every day. It may look like just writing that list, the three things that you can see. Before my feet touch the ground, I'm looking at what I can see that I'm thankful for. For me, it's the birds chirping that are outside of my window.
Mhm.
It never fails. They will come to my window almost like to say good morning, chirp, chirp, they'll sing, blah, 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 and then they leave. I don't hear them ever again. I love that. The sun shining is a big thing for me. You
Yeah.
know, being able to go and walk in my neighborhood and listen to the birds and watch the butterflies circling, you know, the flowers. Those are things that I'm thankful for. So take it in bits and steps. Um, Set your intentions, whether that's writing an affirmation, whether it's prayer, meditation, however you like to do that, and give yourself the time. And it came back to me. It came back to me, and it was natural.
Nice. I love it. So it can be however long, right?
Yeah. Oh gosh. I mean, I went through a drought even as a performer. I Where I didn't perform well over a year and a half. And I didn't know if I would ever come back to the stage ever.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Okay, so now we've already talked about the first book.
Yes.
Now, what's the other name? What's the other name of the book?
So book two will be Real Love Chronicles, and that's going to talk about relationships, girls, ladies.
Okay.
Okay, the good, bad, and the ugly. Because I've had some relationships. I was a serial relationship girl. I had to be in relationships. I was boy crazy. I couldn't be single. And you know, I couldn't do things alone. I thought I had to have somebody with me in
Yes.
order to go to the restaurant, go to the movies, you know. But now, are you kidding me? I love it. Like, oh, let's Renee, you want to go to the mall? Okay, let's
Right,
go.
right. I'm with you. I'm
You know,
with you.
I
I'm
don't
like, that's what I'm like, let's go by. Look, grab my purse and out the door I am going.
right. The independence for me.
Yes.
But because of that, you're going to get a full scope of love. Agape love that I get from God, the love of my faith, the love of family, love gone wrong, honey. Love that's not love, it's toxic, but we're calling it love. So all of that will be in Real Love Chronicles. And then the last one is, of course, Life After Loss Chronicles, because after the loss of my father in 2011, where I wrote a book to honor him as well, I experienced a lot of losses quickly thereafter. And I hadn't known grief like that prior to the loss of my father, but something about understanding it there, and
Yes.
then they say, you know, it kind of is compounded and it happens in threes. That's kind of how it was happening for me. So that'll be the last
Yeah.
installment.
So when will the second book be released?
Good question. Well, originally the plan was to do a month back to back. So the good news is the actual manuscript is completely finished, right?
Okay.
So that is something I also want to give to your readers, and to your writers that are on the call, that are listening. Um, Finish your work first, right? So
Mm.
if you do your half, then everything else will fall into place, and it won't feel as, like you say, magnitude, right? It won't be as magnified, and it won't be as overwhelming. So I finished the manuscript in its fullness. That way it comes time when I want to publish it, it's a matter of upload, publish, right?
Nice.
And that's that. So we'll see how it goes, because I'm just getting back from like so many adventures, and as you know, I'm
Yeah.
just coming off of a national tour with my other book, so everything kind of collided at one time.
How exciting is that?
Yeah.
So, as we're already, believe it or not, halfway through our show, this has been, I know,
Oh,
right? It's been so,
Kim, no! Oh my God! It's like I just got here.
I know, right? And it's been fun. I
I
can't
know.
wait to talk more. But how can people buy your book? Where can they get that from?
Yes. So if everybody has social media, the easiest thing, you can see my name here. You can see how it's spelled. I am literally Vernee Taylor across all platforms. Okay. So even if you Google me, you will see a lot of times it comes up, because that's another thing. Google yourself. Okay. So you know what's out there in the public and what you don't want, or what is old and what you want to come to the forefront. But if you Google me, you'll see that I'm primarily on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So on Instagram, you'll have that main page, Vernee Taylor, and there's Linktree /Vernee Taylor.
Okay.
Every link you need, every book project, everything that I value as important for you to see will be on that Linktree, because we find that people have a really low attention span. So
Yes.
although I've had a website before, it's like, and it gives you a full scope of my body of work, people are just don't have the capacity to go on there
Mhm.
and click and this menu and go to that and that, but it's great to have. So Linktree has been really useful. But so yeah, Vernee Taylor, and you can see that link, and it will get you to everywhere you need to go.
Cool. I will definitely post it
Yeah.
so you guys can stay connected and get her book. I will get her book. And also, Renee, let's talk about the birthday bash. Look, you guys, and you know why I'm saying that? Because she's like, I don't want to celebrate myself. We're gonna make sure we celebrate her. You know, every year that God has blessed us with with our
Yeah.
birthday is enough to give a bash, right? And now
Yes.
you have a birthday bash, you're celebrating your birthday and the book. Oh girl,
Yeah.
we have to definitely. So tell every I already know that. I talked about it at the beginning. Tell
Okay.
everybody about the birthday bash.
Yes. Okay, guys. So Columbus locals, we are calling you the poetry lovers, the musical lovers. Come on out. It's going to be at Studio 1182, and it's local, Black owned, woman owned. Okay. I had a chance to visit there and bless the stage there and bless the mic there. So I'm so happy to go back there. It'll be Saturday, 7/27. So July 27th, 2 to 4. We're not going to be there long, guys. It's going to happen so quick. I want you to come there, toast with me, celebrate with me. I'll have some light desserts. So for those that have sweet tooth, you are going to be sampling what you'll read in the book. I'm going to perform for you. I'm going to entertain you. And I'm coming fresh off of an international speech in Bali, Indonesia. So I might even sample that as well, so people have a scope of what it is that I do and what really brought me to this space of artistry. A lot of times we're coming to this space because of our pain,
Mm.
and it gets us to our purpose. It's because there's something that we went through that we survived, not simply just to survive, but we survived it so that we can go back, reach back to someone else, lift them up, tell them this is what I did, this is how I overcame, these are the tools, these are the tips, and we have it in our backpack. We all have something.
Mhm.
in our backpack that we're carrying that someone else needs. It's the antidote. And so definitely come out 7/27, 2 to 4. I need you to go to Eventbrite, okay, guys? So bit.ly/verses and vibes. Verses and vibes. Again, that will also be in the link tree as well. So it's not hard to find. You'll see on my timeline on Instagram and Facebook that Verses and Vibes birthday bash / book signing. So those that are local that have already pre-ordered, come pick up your books, get it signed, have a picture, do a toast. For those that don't have a book, you can order it there. But I would really, really, encourage you. Register online. I want to get a head count for the food. Register online through Eventbrite because there's a limited amount of space and there's a limited amount of tickets. And that way you can get your book for a discount. Okay. If you upgrade your ticket, you'll get the book for $15 versus $20 when you're there at the event. Okay. So 7/27.
I can't wait. I'm super. Look, I'm already excited.
Yes, you got to register, Pam. Because
I know. I'm going to do it after. I'm going to do it after we get off of here because I definitely am because I definitely want to come and I can't wait for that. Well, at this point of the show, we always flip the script a little bit, yes. I would say, and we always get a little bit more intimate in with you amazing guests. So one part of it is talk about book on the shelf. Well, we talked about your book, but is there any other books that you would like to recommend to our viewers and listeners?
Yes, well, there's one actually showing behind me. I don't know if you can see it. It's called Breakthrough. That is something that's available, that it will be signed and inscribed by me personally by hand. And signed, sealed, and delivered. That is along with Les Brown and Johnny Wimbury. That was my inception into this world of entrepreneurship and being an author. And then, of course, the last book that I most recently did with my impact partners, shout out to my impact partners, is Pain, Peace, and Purpose. That book, when I tell you, I'm getting chills thinking about it because it is so powerful. 16 women that came together to tell their stories about their triumphs, what they went through. And when I tell you, blood, sweat, and tears, I mean, some of these stories are unbelievable. You wouldn't even understand how these women are still walking around, thriving, smiling, and standing in gratitude, right? But we did this together. We did our national tour, and we just came off of our wellness retreat, and we are filming the documentary. So it's going to be coming to you live soon. But Pain, Peace, and Purpose, Breakthrough, and of course, Life Chronicles is coming up. And for those that are experiencing grief, because I know that is something we cannot escape, we are all going to feel it at some point, is Letters to My Father. And that's 7 steps to healing from the loss of a parent. I wrote that in honor of my father, who we lost at 2011. He was only 57 years old. And so he barely scratched the surface. So for those that know me, this is why I go so hard. For those that know my brother, shout out to my brother, ZF Taylor. This is why we go so hard, for his legacy. Because he was only 57 and he had so much more life to live, but he can live it through us.
Oh, I'm excited about that. So you guys check her out. Keep following her, Brené Taylor, on Instagram and Facebook. And if you can't figure it out, look, go to Google, or better yet, just check us out. Check out listen to the replay, and I'll definitely put it in the show notes on how you guys can connect to her. Not only do we do Book on the Shelf, we always talk about self-care. We got so much going on, especially you just coming back, right?
Yes.
So what is one self-care routine that you do for yourself?
Oh, for me, my happy place is walking. And so, I like sunshine and cool breeze out all day, every day, right? I really should be in California, but that is my thing. So getting active. And if I can't walk outside, I'm going up and down my steps. Okay, I may be marching in place, or guess what? I put on my favorite playlist and I dance. Okay, I just dance, and I love music. Music gets me going. Music is my life. For those that know me, I was a singer first. That is my first love. I was performing with my brother when I was 5. So, that is something that will definitely feed your soul. So that's something that helps me, and I think it helps my spirit. It lifts my spirit when I'm having a bad day.
I'm so with you. I'm a walker too. Now I love to walk. I know, right? Because I love to, especially at Easton when it's so cool.
Okay, so I'm in Gahanna. So perfect.
Oh, we have to go.
We need to. Come on, Pam. I just found out, and Deshaun in Gahanna too. I'm like, we're literally in each other's backyards, and I didn't even know how close we were.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I normally go out there when it's cool and the breeze and it's the stores about closing. And it's just so nice to get some peace. Allows me to get peace and allows me to connect to so much more. So I love walking out
Yay.
there. And I want everybody, because I don't know how many people have said, I see you out there walking. Now, y'all,
Yes.
if you see me out there walking, say hello
Say
and
hello.
and walk with me. It's okay. I love
They're nervous. They're having a fan moment. Like, oh, I don't want to.
girl, please. I don't know if it's all that, but we can walk together. I love to
Yes.
do the walk and the talk, all about that. And I'm all
Yeah.
about that. And out here empowering women to go after their what's next. And listen, we face the burnout, right? And we face the breakthrough. So that's another perfect place to talk about it and how to get through it and things like that.
Yes.
So yeah, I love doing that. Well, we're almost done with our
Oh my
time.
gosh, we got to do a part 2. This
We
was
have
too
to.
quick.
It-
I feel like we didn't even scratch the surface, but oh my goodness, Pam, I'm just glad that we finally made
Finally
it
got
happen.
it.
I appreciate
Yeah.
you because I was really excited to be on your platform because I
Thank
see you just have
you.
such a beautiful platform.
Thank you. It's so fun to have women such as yourself and knowing that we're empowering women around the world and knowing that we can support them is so important. I don't know how many times I come across so many women like, I'm looking for a tribe. I'm like, you have a tribe.
Yes.
Come here. I have
Yes.
thousands of women that I lock arms with, and we're out here helping everybody. So I just
Yeah.
need to tell everybody because I'm come across so many women like, I don't even know. I don't have a tribe. I'm like, yes, you do. We're right here. So
Yeah.
we're all about that. Well, before we get going, I have 2 things to ask you. First one is, what is Brené's What's Next?
Ooh, what's next? Well, as I just mentioned, I spoke in Bali, so I am now international speaker. So that I've added that to my belt. So I'm looking for more international opportunities. So look me up, okay? Fill out the contact form, my link tree, DM me, find me because I am definitely open and waiting and willing. As you know, I'm continuing the publishing of this full poetry collection, the Life, Love, Lost poetry collection. So I'm really excited about that. And that's major. And then, of course, celebrating 42. So, like, oh my gosh, it's mind blowing that I made it this far. So, yeah, just living life. And what honestly, Pam, I've always been very rigid. I'm such a planner where I'm like, I need to know from A to Z what it's going to be before I even sign up. Before you sign me up and volunteer, I'm like, wait, what? So what do you want me to do? And sometimes that cripples me. So I have gotten into a space of more freedom, more flow, right? Just letting it flow, setting my intentions, saying my prayers, writing it out, write the vision, and just letting God.
Yeah.
Let go and let God. That's a big thing for me. So
me too.
So, I don't know what's next, but
I'm with you. I can see a lot. I'll tell you in the back. And the backstage. I don't want to tell, but yeah, I can see there's some things I see that I have to
well, you better go ahead and prophesy and see for me.
And then lastly, what do you want to leave everybody with?
Ooh. I deserve this life. Okay. That's something that I have learned, that even while I'm, aspiring, we're all aspiring. We're all trying to obtain. We're trying to grow, evolve, be good human beings. Just know that when you do arrive, be present in it. And that's something that one of my girlfriends taught me, because I was always about go, go, go. What's next? What's next? Right? Just like you said, what's next? Because that's the world we live in. But be present in that moment, receive it, smell the flowers, receive your flowers, and tell yourself, you know what? I deserve it because I worked for this. I prayed for this. I affirmed this. And I manifested the people that would be, with me to make it so and to make it come to pass. And so I deserve this life. And I think that's really hard for women. It's hard for mothers. It's hard for wives, because a lot of times people are living their lives through someone else or for someone else. And this is the first time in my life that I'm not so codependent, where there's not anyone else depending on me. It's me. It's me for me. And that's okay. And I hear my grandmother always saying to me, the one that we just lost, who was 91, I live my life and you have to live yours too.
And that's so important. I talk about that all the time. We have to live for us.
Yeah.
Or when you're not, then what are we doing?
Yeah.
But Renee, real quick, how can people find you and how can they get a hold of one of your books?
Yes, of course. So Vernee Taylor across all streaming platforms. You can even go to VerneeTaylor.com if you want to schedule just a discovery call with me. But I would say find me on social media, Vernee Taylor, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And it is Linktree/Vernee Taylor. All of the links are there. But if you find me on social media, then that is half the battle, because I will always have it in my profile. You can always DM me. It's me that runs my page. It's really me. And don't be alarmed. I just chopped my hair off, so you'll see braids, but it's really me.
I know that's right. I understand. Well, listen, I want to thank you. This was an honor.
So
I had fun. I'm gonna have you come back, and we'll have to do a girlfriends on the book and do a girlfriends book club thing. But we'll talk more about that behind the scenes, so people will get everybody. So you guys don't forget though, you got to come to her birthday bash on July 7/27, you guys, and it's at Studio
1182. Okay, downtown, and all of that, it's pinged on the Eventbrite. Everything you need to know is right there on Eventbrite. Registration is required, so go ahead and get up those tickets before they sell out, because we are down to the wire now.
I will be there, so you guys have to join me. For now, I'm gonna put you in the green room. I'll be back with you in just a second.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
Okay, you guys, this was another amazing talk. Another amazing interview. I always want you to know that you have this one life and live it. Look, Vernee even said it. Go after it. Now, I understand you may be facing some burnout. You may be facing some hesitation, but we talked about the breakthrough of possibility of writing. She told you how to even just start it. Start so small where you start writing 5 minutes a day, and but do it consistently. Once you become consistent, it will be on a constant basis. So if you're out here needing some support, or you want to talk about, Pam, I want to go after my what's next, I just need you to guide me through. Text me at 614-674-0074 and type in burnout to type in burnt out to breakthrough. Look, I'm talking really fast. I also want to know, I will hope that this show was very powerful, as I found it, as well as impactful. If you do, please share. I'm always talking about sharing is caring. And also too, to get Envision Me Talk Show to be noticed more, we need to go, and we're asking for everybody to do a feedback, talk about, give us some props and things like that, whatever you want, but please help us bump up and move up the ladder. Well, everyone, today, as always has been, I knew it was going to be amazing. I had this amazing woman on here to talk about her book, and I thought that it was important for all of you to know that you can be your breakthrough could be that writing, as she talked about the pain point. Talk about what is going on in your life, but use that breakthrough to get you to your what's next. Until next week, everybody, when I have another amazing woman, such as I did with Vernee, I want to thank you all. Take care of yourself, and you rock, and go after your vision, and knowing that it's what's next. Bye, everybody.